this city bear witness to your power.
I know you are members of the Burning Dawn. Are you prepared to repent for your sins?
If you're thinking about revenge, count me in. If my life's quest ends in my death, so be it.
May the gods have mercy on us all.
Fall to your knees as I return to the abyss as a god.
Well, all right. Thanks for joining me. This is your host, ID Jester, and we have just been released Community Pack 2 for Sword Coast Legends. So we're going to look at it. First thing we're going to do is we're just going to go over the patch notes for those of you who are watching this that are unfamiliar with Sword Coast Legends or not abreast of what exactly is going on here with Community Pack 2. So we're going to kind of talk about some of the main changes that are going on. If you are joining the live stream, maybe you're still waiting for yours to be downloaded or whatever. But I have a feeling that Community Pack 2 is going to be a game changer for Sword Coast Legends. There is some really good things. There is going to be a total of 3 Community Packs. They've already released Community Pack 1. This is Community Pack 2. And Community Pack 3 will be out at the end of December. And I think each of these Community Packs kind of are building up and building up and building up to the crescendo of Community Pack 3, which I think is going to make, once that's released, it's going to make the game really, really good and get it to the point where I think a lot of people were thinking this is what it was going to be like when it was first released in October. So, unfortunately, we had to wait some time for this to happen, but that happens and it's understandable. Anyways, Community Pack 2 I would rather have released in October and had some time to play with it, experiment and build some stuff, and then have to wait till say January and get it released then with all of these things. So we've had a couple good months, and every month that they release new packs, it just keeps getting better and better. And let's look at some of the things that are going to make this game better. So these is patch notes that are located on the Sword Coast Legends forums. This is for Community Pack 2. So obviously we have a new playable race, the Drow. A lot of players are very excited about the Drow being released now, that they can play their characters, Drow characters that they had envisioned, and of course I think it's going to add a lot of some more role-playing opportunities by having a dark elf in your group or whatever the situation might be. So I think the addition of Drow obviously is a good thing. It does come with the Drow have a unique racial ability, Fairy Fire and Darkness. And also, Loth Spider Queen has been selectable as a DD now. Alright, so here is kind of this and this section here are pretty much what's going to, I think, make or break Community Pack 2. notwithstanding the placeable objects, which we're going to look at here in a minute. But these are kind of the two non-placeable objects that are kind of, I guess there's three things. The drow, the death changes, and the loot changes are kind of the three big things that are being included in this pack. And then, of course, you're talking about 170 new placeable objects, and we'll talk about these here in a minute. But here's the death changes. So, you know, when Sword Coast Legends was first released back in October, the forums were ablaze with people complaining about the fact that death didn't mean anything, and it was very forgiving, and, you know, we need more options. And so, fortunately for us, Sword Coast Legends and Endspace is listening, and they have actually put out some very good information. So the death changes are here. So stabilization. So if you're playing in a group with players and one of your fellow players gets knocked down, you can run over and basically stabilize them and get them back up in the fight. Now, you can now, there's been some changes to that. Number one, stabilization will take longer, 50% longer, and will have a visual bar above the player that's trying to stabilize you. And number two, now, if that player takes any damage whatsoever, it will nullify it, and they will have to start all over again. So being interrupted when stabilizing another character is going to make it much harder for people to just get their party members up, which I think is a good thing, actually. But we will see how this works out. This can be disabled in the options menu, so that's an interesting point, that if you don't want players to be interrupted, that will be editable in the options menu. Alright, then there's also Death Hardcore. So this option will disallow any stabilization during combat whatsoever. So if the players go down, they're down, and you cannot stabilize them during combat. And the other option is for party wipes in dungeon crawl games to reset the dungeon and completely return players to the party camp. So if they were in the middle of a dungeon and the party wipes, they instantaneously get transported back to the party camp, the dungeon resets, and they have to do everything over from scratch. Again, this can be edited from the DM board in the camp while setting up your dungeon. So this is, I guess, just for dungeon crawls. I guess the main thing here is options to disallow stabilization during combat. So that's... I think this and this here are going to really be a game changer in how the game plays. The fact that you can disallow stabilization in combat, or the fact that you can allow them to be stabilized in combat, but if players take any damage whatsoever, then they have to interrupt their stabilization option, and they're going to have to do it all over again. So you can see a situation where a player bends down to help somebody, they take damage. They bend down to help somebody, take damage again, and they're again a couple times, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're knocked down. So it could be a big snowball effect if this option is enabled. Lastly, and another option that has been clamoring and people have been really hammering home is ninja looters. The fact that chests in random games with random people, you can get in with somebody you don't know, and they run over to the chest and grab all the items and say, oh, there was nothing in the chest or whatever. So now they've changed loot. They've added individual loot as an option. So again, we're going to be looking at the options here in Sword Coast Legends in just a minute. Now you can pick up and keep everything you find without feeling guilty. Players who prefer traditional D&D share loot can play that way too. Players will now be able to choose which type of looting that they would like for their games. New options of individual loot means that player will only see items that they can pick up for themselves and will not see the options to loot items designated for other players. So similar to say like Diablo 3, if you guys are familiar with Diablo 3, when you kill a monster, it dies, it spawns loot, but the loot it spawns is basically for your character. You don't see anybody else's loot. I think that's the general gist we're getting out of this loot change is if a rogue runs over and opens a chest, they'll only see whatever items are in the chest for him. Then you can walk over and get the you can get into the chest and you would see the items that you have. So the new option for individual loot means players will only see items they can pick up. In multiplayer games, players will see which looting option has been chosen by the game master, and I think that this is very good. They'll let the dungeon master decide what kind of loot option he wants, and then with players join the game, then they'll have access to whatever option the DM said. Of course, if you're joining us a little bit late, thank you. This is your host, ID Jester. We are looking at an in-depth look at Community Pack 2, which was just released probably no more than 10 minutes ago. My download just finished about 10 minutes ago, but before we actually get into the actual game and check out all the options, I wanted to show people exactly what is in the patch notes for what we're going to be talking about and the different options that are coming with Community Pack 2. So thanks for joining me. We have new placeable objects. We're going to look at these placeable objects once we get into the game. There's a new village area. In fact, there are multiple versions of the same village area. I believe it's a medium, or it might be a large-sized village area. And it has the option to have all of the external components included with the buildings, so like gates and fences and trees and stuff like that. Or you can have just the building version, so you wouldn't get any gates and fences and trees and all that. You would just get the buildings, and then you can set all that stuff yourself. Or there's a third version, I believe, which has basically just the village with nothing in it, no buildings, no trees and all that stuff. So we're going to look at these different tile sets, so we can take a look at that. The new placeable effects. Oh my God, we're going to love this. So just wait. And oh yes, I almost forgot another really good thing. Ambient and NPC text. So you know when your players are walking around your creation or whatever you happen to be doing, a module or whatever, you can have as they walk by and they click on the blacksmith. I'm busy, come back later or whatever. Normally you couldn't do that. Now that is going to make things feel much more alive for module builders. Now obviously if you're running with a live DM, the DM can obviously voice text any NPC and stuff, but I think this is going to be a great addition for module creators and you know, live DMs as well. They want to place people down. Oh boy, pretty excited. I'm just dying to get into this, but I want to cover this stuff first. Tile customization. We saw this yesterday on their live stream and what this means, but basically now you're going to take the interior of different dungeons and buildings and all that, and you can basically swap out the looks of them. Really, I can't explain it until you actually see it. We're going to take a look at that shortly. Quest changes. Oh yes, this is another. Oh geez, this can be a very, very big option as well. So dungeon masters can now lock and unlock locations depending on the state of a particular quest. For instance, players can complete a quest to escape the burning village. The dungeon master would have the option to remove that location from the player's map. This can be automatic and does not need to be done with a live DM. It's a step in the right direction for what people are looking for in the questing. I think that the ability to allow them to lock and unlock locations are going to be a big help. And I think, further on down the road when we get Community Pack 3, I think this, along with some of the other changes they're going to be making, is going to allow much more customization for modules. So, again, if you're joining us late, we are looking at Community Pack 2 for Sword Coast Legends. And we are just going over the notes, but now we're about ready to get into the actual game and check it out. Because I know a lot of you are probably like me, you're just hungering and you're dying. There's hundreds and hundreds of bug fixes. You can look at the list. And there is 170 new placeable objects. We'll actually show you the list, but we're going to be taking a look at a lot of these when we get into the game. So if you want to just look at that, that's great. But we are going to actually get in and look at all these options now. So let me switch over to our other screen here. There we go. Alright, well, thanks for joining me. This is your host, ID Jester. We're looking at Community Pack 2, and we're going to be delving into now. We kind of went over the notes just to prepare everybody for what we're looking at. So the first thing we're going to look at, obviously what's important, is the options, okay? Because to tell you the truth, I don't know where all of these are going to be in the options. Okay, so here's shared looting. So if you want this, allow for treasure to be looted by anyone in your party. So you are going to uncheck this, obviously, if you don't want shared looting. I'm assuming, let me see if I'm reading that correctly. Hello? Go back. Bring it up. Allow for treasure to be looted by anyone in the party. Yes or no? Allow for treasure to be looted by anyone in the party. I would say if you want shared loot, you would check it for yes. Uncheck it for no. That's the way I would assume it. Let's see if there's anything else that is new here. Okay, here is our hardcore options here. So allow stabilization during combat. So do you want the players to allow, do you want your players to be able to stabilize other characters? If you don't, you just uncheck that option and they will not be able to. And then the other option is taking damage interrupts stabilization. So again, if you want them to take damage, which would interrupt the stabilization, you are going to check that box. So look under the hardcore options for that. Looking to see if there's anything else that we talked about in the notes. This is all pausing. Okay, we don't need it. It's probably not under that. Probably not under that. Okay, so that's kind of the main overview of the gameplay options there. Just try to make sure I didn't miss anything. Show gore. Of course, that shouldn't even be an option. You got to show your gore. Alright, so let's go ahead and load up a dungeon here. Let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and load this up. So now we're definitely going to delve into a little bit more about what's going on. This is just a module I was working on and creating and just messing around with stuff, but I put on hold because I was waiting for Community Pack 2, and you will see why shortly, because all of these new placeable objects, it just didn't make sense to put a lot of time and effort into creating a module. Alright, so first things first, let's go ahead and look at our new location here. Right click, create an area. So if we go to city, must not be a city. Forest. I'm looking for the new area. Might actually, let's see if it's actually got its own. Yep, there it is. So it is a village full. So I don't know if that means it's what size it is. But there is the village full. There's the village with only the buildings and the paths, which we talked about, and then only the paths only without the buildings at all. So there are 3 and completely empty. So there are, it looks like there's 4 versions actually. So there's a full version that gives you all the placeable extras and the buildings and the paths. Your next option is just the buildings and the paths. Your third option is the paths only, no buildings. And last option is just completely empty. So let's go ahead and take a look at this bad boy. And yeah, it doesn't matter. We're just going to delete this eventually. A small fishing village nestled along the Sword Coast. Dozens of these communities spring up far from the protective of large cities. Alright, so here we are. We are there. So we've got everything. We've got the actual buildings, and we got the gates and the fences and the trees and the paths and all that stuff. So depending on which version you want, you might want to adjust that. Alright, so it is a nice little small fishing village. It's got a nice little cemetery over here on the northeast corner. I would say, just from my experience, the players are going to start here. So this is probably about, looks like about a medium size map, actually. Now, people are asking whether or not you can remove the water. And that is not possible. The water is part of the map. So if you have a fishing village that's not on a river or whatever, and you want to use this map, I guess the best recommendation is kind of just put in some new some walls or barriers or whatever, just to restrict the players to get over there and see all that water, I guess. You know, just kind of block it off. There we go. Just tell them that that's the end of the fishing village or whatever. Now, of course, they could probably peek over and see it, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. I'm glad we have this. I don't know how many different little fishing villages. I mean, you know, modules or. This map, I think, is going to be used a lot. I mean, how many D&D adventures do you go on where your players end up going into a village someplace to stop to get supplies or to talk to whoever? I mean, it happens like all the time. So each of the different, there's a bunch of buildings that have placeables that you can look at. So that's just kind of just a square one. This is like, oh, it looks like the blacksmith. See the blacksmith sign out front. That's cool. So here's the blacksmith, and I think it actually has, yeah, it has a trap door in the back that the players can have access to if you wanted to have some sneaky thing going on down here. So, you know, like a secret underground cult or whatever, you know, whatever your heart's desire. But having that in that is going to be great. Unfortunately, I guess the bad point about all this right now, until we get Community Pack 3, is we can't actually create our own, what's the best way I want to put it? Like, for example, if I wanted the players to come in here and click on this and go somewhere else, it automatically goes to this location. So hopefully they're going to be adding that in Community Pack 3, but maybe I want this to go to my dungeon, you know, this is, you know, or something like that. And I think they're working on doing something like that. Here is the big, nice big inn. That's cool. That's awesome. Bloop, bloop, there we are. Couldn't find the door. Actually, let me look at that again. Is there any... This trap door is not. Okay. Oh, there is a downstairs in this one. That's right. So you have a downstairs in here. Oh, if they would have been able to put a second underground, that would have been awesome. Where's the door out, please? Okay. Well, it's hidden under the bar, or under the thing there. So that's cool. Got turned around there, so now there's the blacksmith. There's the inn here. Looks like we got another person's house here. Oh no, this is like a temple, or no? Is this like another inn? It is like another inn. Yep, it is certainly is like the other inn, and it does have a downstairs as well. Oh, and it's got a nice little. Now I'm wondering why I don't see the D8s. And one of you are probably wondering what I'm talking about when I say D8s. D8 is now the new option to actually get in and change the look of your dungeons and stuff. So I think that's pretty much everything. There's about 5 or 6 new locations. Oh, there's one over here. Almost missed. Nice little house over here. Just a one, looks like a one little story room house there. That's cute. Oh, and then you have your little, what do they call these things? Bungalows or emus, or I forget what the hell they call these things. But if you wanted to have your players go in there. And is that it? That's kind of cool. Like the road comes and dead ends here. So, you know, we could take our... you know, it's actually under... it's under nature. Is it not under trees? Is it? I was looking for... rocks. It's under rocks. Mushrooms, grass, shrubs, flowers, trees. I was looking for the new ruined towers is what I was looking for from, because then you could put like a ruined tower over here or something. That would be awesome. Can't remember where those are. They might have moved them, maybe? I don't recall. Anyways, let's look at the rest of these 170 new objects. So, to be honest, we have effects. We have a whole bunch of effects. We have fires. We have a whole bunch of fires. Smoke. A whole bunch of different colored smoke. Just looking to see if there's any other new categories. Oh, here, structures. Ah! Look at what I see. Oh, look at that. You now have access to this little round building. Oh, you got like a ruined arch now. Oh, like another ruin. Look at this. Okay, so you can have a whole bunch of ruined things in here. I wonder. Oh, here's a smithy shop. Look at that, folks. What do you think? Huh? We'll place it down there. Huh? A smithy shop? Or, you know, how many times do we have to put a smithy shop together for your players? If you're building things. Let's see, what else was there? There's a stable. Oh, stable. Yeah, this one is not as... You know, it's good. You can place some horses probably inside there. That's cool. What else do we have? We just have like a thatched roof there. That's cool. And a small one. Like a little tower. Okay, that's good. Here's what I was thinking. This is what I was looking for. They did move them. So you still have your ruins here. You still have your ruins, so that's good. Okay. Oh, now there's a town option. Oh my gosh. Alright. That's right. All the new town village placeables. So we have a chicken coop. Let's place this, let's see. Let's find a place. Chicken coop over here. There's a chicken coop. So, town, let's just take a look at what we have. We have we have fishing pole. Fishing poles. Oh, we got a hanging shark now. Look at that. It's not a shark. It's a what do they call these fish? With the like the sole. It's called a sawfish. What is it called? I forget what they call it. It says shark. It's a weird looking shark if it's a shark. What else do we have? Hay bin. Hay stacks. Oh, look, you got a longboat now. That's kind of cool. And looks like a frame if you want to like have one being built. Oops, did not mean to click off on that. Oh, here's one that's even more not, you know, closer to being done, but not quite. That looks good. Lumber pile. Oh, that's important. Nice lumber pile. Looks pretty good. Stack firewood. Okay, that's good. Stockade. Oh, I could have used that in my campaign. Would have been nice. A tall fence. That looks good. Nice long, tall fence. Yep. Looks good. Alright, what else we got here? Oops, fence B. So we got like a darker colored fence. And, oops, and long version of that as well. You know, I will say, I haven't had any collision errors or problems placing things so far. Probably cursed myself. Okay, and an even darker version. We're going to have the same thing here. So we got the little one, and oops, and then the long version. That's cool. All right. Then we have a town fence, so kind of a short little, cute little town fence. Let's bring it over here. There we go. Town fence longer. That's cool. Posts. Town gate. Oh yeah. Okay. Green. Okay, like a thing for pigs to eat out of. A weak looking fence. Weak fence is long. Weak fence a different color, so depending on if you want like a whiter or like a light brown color. Where are we? Oh yeah, here we are. Weak fence B. Weak fence C. So basically, I think for all the fences we have. Oops. We have them in three colors, like a lighter. I wouldn't say white, but like a stripped off bark. There's like no bark. It's like the inside color of tree, and then you have the light colored, and then you have the dark colored. So lots of good options if you want to place your fences out there for you. We got a small well now. That's kind of cool. You could use that for other things, like a washing station or whatever. Another wood pile, but this is the white wood. Oh, and then you have like a little a working log. Alright, so that is all of the town structures. Lots of good ones. Lots of good ones. Structures. I just floored. I did not realize we were going to have access to these little miniature buildings. I think they could keep doing this. Would be awesome. I mean, how many times of creating a a blacksmith or whatever over and over and over again for your modules is such a pain in the butt. Now they have the blacksmith shops, the structures, yes. So they got a shed, they got a smithy, and a stable. That's a good start. I hope they do continue doing some more of those, because I think just having pre-made ones like that is just awesome. Then you can fancy it up however you want. And then of course you got a couple thatched roofs and a little tower. Those are all, I mean, those are just great. I hope they continue giving us those. And of course the little round huts are great. Things under construction. Oh, that's great. You can use that for not only things under construction. Let's see if I can find an area to place this. But you can make this, kind of combine that with your ruins here. And it looks like it's an old, an old house that is, become abandoned and kind of just left aside. So structures and towns, awesome. Spider castle. Interesting they would have a spider castle. Treasure. Nope, those are all the same. I'm not sure if they would have added anything in. Oh, yes, they did actually. I was going to say, I'm not sure if they added anything in, but look, they have. As a matter of fact, let's go into a house and look at this. So we have a kitchen shelf. I don't know, can you guys see that all right? Is it too dark in this room? Probably too dark. Let me go back out. I just happened to... Was that shop? Oh, there's the blacksmith sign. Okay, I was just going to say, if you had... They given us access to a blacksmith, but not the sign. Well, there is the sign. There's lots of signs. Alchemist shelf was already there. Empty armor rack. Ah, that's good. That can be used for live DMing, because you can have, the armor rack. Then the players grab the armor, and then you can replace it with the other rack. Let's see if there's anything else here. The blacksmith sign is awesome. I love that. Herb shelf. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think I foresee a lot of people using this one. How many times have you gone in and wanted to place something like that? Keg rack, 4 kegs. Oh, okay, there we got. It's definitely going to make the interior buildings look a lot better now. And then we have keg rack with no kegs. We have one with 3 kegs. We have one with 2 kegs. We have the kitchen shelf, which we looked at. We have the kitchen shelf small. And a large alchemist shelf. I think these were all in there. Oh, we got a stove now. Oh, isn't that cute? Look at the stove. That's a zoom. Oh, I guess I can zoom in a little bit closer. There they are. Stove. Weapon rack. Wine. Oh, there's a wine crate. That's nice. Or, you can use that for potion crate or whatever. That's cool. Oops, workbench. Oh, yeah, workbench with just like work tools on it. That's a good one. Yep. Yep. Alright, before, let's go ahead and we're going to create a dungeon here. We're going to use Catacombs, and we're going to visit it. And because I want to check out the D8s and show you guys, because we had talked about that in the beginning. If you're unfamiliar, this is Sword Coast Legends. I am your host, ID Jester. Thanks for joining us. We're looking at Community Pack 2. This is 2 of 3, and every time they keep adding things, it keeps getting more and more better. So, interesting enough, I do not see any here. I wonder if they disabled that feature. Let's go to our options again and just see. Maybe I have to click it on hide helmet, play tutorial, show player tutorial, disable subtitles, show gore, show overhead markers, quick interactable highlighting, difficulty, allow auto. Oh, you know what? I wonder, do I have to hit a key for that? That's I don't think so, but let's see. Is there? Options. I don't see it. Alright, let's see here. Show overhead markers. Difficulty, allow auto saving. Oh, that might actually be new. Maybe not. We looked at the hardcore options, interface, auto add customizables to quick bar, auto remove, auto deleted consumables. I think that is actually new, because that's been one of my minor pet peeves is when you use up all your potions, but that you keeps that slot, or like when you more. I guess the potions is fine because you can always get more potions, but like let's say you cast a scroll of whatever, and this, then it grays that out because you don't have any more of them, but it uses a slot up, and then you got to go in and manually put something else in there. So camera nudge, lock cursor, disable Windows start key. I don't see anything. Let's look at this again. I know they were working with the Bandit Cave, so let's go ahead and try the Bandit Cave one and see if it shows up in the Bandit Caves. Maybe they didn't implement it in this version. Maybe they run into an issue, and that's why the patch was so late today. That's a possibility, because normally they're pretty good about getting the patch out, Friday, Friday during the day. Usually in the afternoon or maybe late afternoon at the latest. But tonight it was like 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time before they released it. Yep, I don't see any D8s. And I don't... So normally there would be like a D8 hovering over here. And what I could do with the D8 is I can change like some of the interior and the walls and all that stuff. Gizmos. I don't ever remember seeing gizmos. Prefab swappers. Okay, I am totally unaware of what gizmos prefab swappers is. Oh yeah, the other thing we wanted to do is look at the quests. We're going to create a custom quest. We're going to just call this chest quest. Okay, so now you see an option, unlock location to give. That was, I think, always there, though. Alright, so if I was just, I'm going to have to throw an enemy down here to see if we can give this guy the quest. What? New? Oh, okay, yes. On speak, on action, on kill. Okay, so those three options are the same. Give quest, update quest, complete quest are all the same. Action dialogue. Unlock location. There it is. Or lock location. So when they speak to him, you can lock location now. Add unlock location, and then you choose, okay, now they can go to the village once they talk to the goblin. Oh, that's going to be good. I like that. That's going to allow a lot of manipulation with the module builders now, and allowing players access to different locations based on what they're doing with the quest. And of course, you can do the same thing with. We'll just throw this guy out. And quests. And lock location. Add location to lock. So if they talk to this guy, they talk to the goblin will unlock location. They come over and talk to him. He would then lock it back up and say, "No, don't go to there. They're trying to kill you." But that's how that's done. That's pretty easy, actually. I was looking for maybe something in the edit quest. I was looking for something, maybe a checkbox or something in here, but I actually like the way they oops, close. I actually like the fact that they added it here. That's much easier for people to do. That's really good. Very, very good, actually. Alright, so now, so that's how you're going to be doing quests. Locking and unlocking locations. So again, we'll just throw a person out here. Click on them, quests. You're going to give them a quest action to speak or whatever on action or on kill. And then you can either lock or unlock a location based on what they're doing in the quest. That's going to help. I think a lot of module creators out there were looking for something similar to that. I think they can go a step further, and hopefully they will. And hopefully when they have time by the end of December, we will get that. All right, so now let's look at what I'm really, 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 really excited about are the effects. So as a dungeon master, you can see you have like a preview of what the effect's going to be before you set it down. Oof. Yeah. These effects are going to be, they're going to be huge. So you got it in green, you got it in orange, you got it in pink, you have it in red, and you have it in yellow. So green, orange, red, purple, yellow, and blue. I think these are going to be the default colors for everything. So again, the blue, what are these? And you're going to have the same option with the green, and a purple, and a red, an orange, and a yellow. Well, here's the consecrated ground effect. Let's see here. Whoosh. That's pretty nifty. Oh my, look at that. It's like looking at a rainbow. What do you guys think about that? Alright, let's see what else they have here. I know there is some other really cool effects. So you got the desecrated ground. Oh, we'll have to check this one out. This one looks interesting. Oh, I can't actually... Nope, that's the start room. I can't place it in there. Let's try over here. Sure. Whoosh. Not bad. I don't know if it looks to me like desecration ground or not. It has a cool effect. I like the effect. I'm just not sure that would be the best option for desecrated ground. Oh, I saw this one. You guys are, oh my, you're going to like this one. So let's see. We need to find us a nice doorway here. Oops, I made a small dungeon. Should have made it a little bit larger. All right, so here's like an entranceway here. So the players are walking towards us. I can have. Oh, that's the start location. I can't do it. All right, start over. Boom, boom. Look at that. Ah! What? What? Hey, what's going on, Enigma? Enigmas? Enigmas? Enigma. Wow. How do you even say that? I'm terrible with names. Did you see what I did there? I just blocked off the party. Oops. Was that not a cool effect though? Door collapse. Here we go. We're gonna watch it again. So the players are coming towards this entranceway, and I just. That is so much better than having to place down a stupid, what I've been doing is using the little stone barriers, to keep players in and out. Just slowly dying from lack of oxygen. Huh. I'm doing great. We are looking at Community Pack 2. Have you got yours downloaded yet? We are looking at it. We looked at the notes. We looked at the village. Looked at a whole bunch of stuff. You know what? I think they disabled that D8. Let me see. That's a good question. Is there, I think there is with the door collapse. Yeah, I can hear it, actually. Listen. Shh. Yeah, you could definitely hear it. The other ones, like the magical effects and stuff, I don't. Let me listen. No, there's no magical there. Yeah, that is just sweet and awesome. That door collapse. Let's look at some of the others here. Hopefully, I don't know if you watched earlier, but we were in the village. We were looking at all. God, did you see what the village has? Are there campaigns that we can play in the game from the start? Yes, the Sword Coast Legends comes with the 40 plus 40 plus hours story built into the game. You can play it either by yourself or you can play it with your friends, up to 4 people. So yes, you can have fun playing the actual story mode. Alright, you guys ready for the earthquake now? This one does have sound as well. Let's zoom in as best we can. Ready? Shh. Listen. That looks good. You see the little things bouncing up and down off the ground. That's pretty good. Yes, 40 plus hour campaign story. It's really, really good. I have only played up to like level 8, so I'm not that far into the story, but usually I would like to do more. It's just the problem is I'm usually busy doing all kinds of other stuff. Alright, let's look at some falling leaves here, shall we? Oh, it's the elven homelands in the forest. That looks pretty good, actually. I don't know how much that'll tax your PCs, but yes, Community Pack 2. I'm taking it Xanthir. Sarthur? I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to say your name. I'm taking it you don't own Sword Coast Legends at this point. Is that correct? Let's look at some fireflies. Actually, you know what? Screw this. Let's go outside. Let's create an area. We're going to create a forest. Probably not a large one. Let's just do a small one. Yeah, I think they got rid of the D8s. You notice none of these areas have the D8s. I've been looking for the D8s. We talked about the D8s, but I think because of how late this patch was released today, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I think they ran into an issue. It was something. I knew they ran into an issue with something. And it looks like it was the D8 thing because I haven't found a location that has a D8 on it at all. Effects. So we were looking at. We're going to put some fireflies out. And then we can adjust the weather. Here we go. Oh, look. There's fireflies. That's pretty good. Oh! Okay. 2 points for... Who said that? Lamser. Thank you. Apologize. Yep. Alright, there it is. There. Oh, this one actually has like 9 different things you can swap in and out. You can have nothing. You can have a whole bunch of trees. You can have a big thick forest. You have a little ruin. You have a little bit of forest. You can have a building. That's nice. I just said a little bit ago, Gizmo's prefab swapper. I don't know what that is for. Nobody said a word. Nobody says a word to me. Shame on you all. Alright, so we got some fireflies going. What else do we got here? Fog. Ground fog. So we got this whole area covered by ground fog now. That looks pretty good. I like that. Problem is, how do you find the actual... That's the fireflies. Once you place the fog, you're never going to find the... Like if I wanted to get rid of the fireflies, I can click on the default and, you know, kind of delete it. But where is it in the fog? I mean... Yikes. You're never going to find it in there. Oh, yes, I can. Hold down my key. That makes sense. There we go. Alright, let's see what else we got here. Yeah, let's hope they, at some point, the reason I haven't done anything about that, because I figured sooner or later... Impact craters. That's okay. Alright, now this is going to be a biggie, I think. This insect cloud, because you're going to obviously want to put that over all of your dead bodies. Let's see if they added any dead bodies. Nope, just the 2. Just the default 2 still. I'm surprised they haven't added an option where I could bring in like a goblin or whatever. And right-click it and maybe add an option down here, you know, kill goblin. And then it just puts it to 0 hit points, lets it fall to the ground, and then I basically have a dead goblin. So that would be a really easy way of doing that. Yeah, I haven't done anything with the deluxe version just because I figured they would give that as an option for sooner or later for upgrade. Ooh, and then you have your different domes, magical domes. There's again blue and green and orange, purple, red, and yellow. So there's your different domes. They look nice. Plus it kind of prevents the players from really seeing what's inside there too. It's kind of cool. Because you could put something inside there. Let's see if I put that goblin. I guess you could see a creature. Let's look at if I place an object, say like a treasure chest. That might be too big. Let's make it something smaller. Let's put in books. Yeah, see these books? I place books in there. You don't even see the books. They're invisibleness. So yeah, you can definitely hide some objects in there. Let's see, what other effects do we have here? Is that the end of the effects list? We have the domes. Oh, we have the moss. So let's take a look at moss flying around. And then we have pulsing area in blue, green, purple, red, yellow. So it just pulsates out and then it just stays there. So it doesn't like pulsate and just keep pulsating. That would have been even better, but alright, so we need a new area. Visits, thank you. Well, thanks for joining us tonight, guys. We are looking at Community Pack 2. This is your host, ID Jester, and oh, that's nice. That's nice. Lots of different options here again. That's trying to find, is there a clear option? Nope, doesn't look. I guess we'll have to use the road. Use the road. Alright, let's just... Nighttime's usually a little bit easier to see different effects. Especially fire. Oh my gosh. So we've got all kinds of crazy fire. So we have... Now this one has a sound effect with it. Hopefully you guys heard that. So obviously, where is it? Fire. Here we are. So blue, green, orange, purple, red. Then we have circles. Oh, that was like a little magma thing. That was pretty cool. Did you guys... You guys will see that here in a second, but it kind of... let me zoom in. You'll see when I place it, it kind of like spitters out. Do you see that? It kind of like explodes out real quick. I'll do it with the green. Let's see if you guys can see it with the green. Ready? Purple. I'll try to move the purple out of the way really fast. Yeah. Then you got roaring fires. Yep, that is a roaring fire. Oops. Then we have small flames. Okay. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. Check this out. Alright, I got an idea. Are you ready? I don't know if I can zoom out far enough. But I got an idea in my head, and you guys are going to watch it live and in person. So what I need is, I need a big open area that's completely empty. Right? So let's create an area. Let's go back to, let's go to the village, but we're going to go with empty. Alright? And we're going to visit it. Now the first one here that can tell me what I'm doing, we get my congratulations and my thanks. I don't know if I can zoom out far enough on this. I might have to go to a dungeon. Damn. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make it midnight. Oops. We're going to make it clear so we don't have any fog or anything. Right? And then I'm going to take... Let's take our effects. Let's find a really good area to do this. I don't know. This was going to be harder. This is going to be hard. This is going to be hard, but we're going to try. We're going to try it. I'm looking for... Let's see. Might have to use... Ooh, that's a little guy. Anybody know what I'm doing yet? Yeah, I'm going to be running the Hunger Games soon, guys. Keep your eyes peeled for the posts and the information. The Hunger Games. Coming soon. Thank you for watching. No. All right. Does that look okay? Yeah, I don't like how that one's turning out. Let's try that again. Ooh, nope. Oh, no. Isn't there smoke? Yes! Infister, you're right. We're going to try to send a message to these guys and their super cool new effects, but now I can't find the effect I was using. Oh, here it is. Oh, no, that's not it. It was... I think it was... Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. All right, there we go. Yeah, thanks and space. That's what I'm trying to get at. That green, whew. Thanks. Boy, that one looks good. These have like a more of an aura around them. It's hard to see the and space SP. SPNSPA. I might have made these too big. Yeah, I think this is going to be a little... I didn't want to spend a lot of time on it. I just wanted to... What do you think? I think it... don't rotate on me, goddammit. I think these letters got bigger the... SPACE. All right. Fire. Here we go. SPA. I would like to spell it right. That would be good. C. What do you guys think? You let me know. What do you think? Can you read it? What do you think of that? Is that pretty cool or not? Alright, now we need to take a screenshot of this bad boy here. Alright, I'm actually going to Alt-Tab out for a second, guys, just to make sure I can get a screenshot of this. Alright. What would we do on my channel if it wasn't just for us messing around? I tell you. Interesting. Okay. I wonder, is there a way to get rid of this UI? Anybody know? Is there a way to get rid of that? Yeah, these new effects, especially the magical effects and the fire and the smoke and all that, it's a game changer for module creators out there. It really is. I don't know if there's a way to disable that. And I've zoomed out as far as I possibly can go, so I guess it's just going to have to be like that. Alright, let me one more time take another screenshot of it just to make sure. Hate for all my time and trouble and effort to go in vain. Save it to my desktop here. Oops. Alright, we'll post that here in just a minute on the webs on the forums for everyone there. Unlocking areas in the quest is pretty big. Yeah, if you yes, it is very big. It's actually very neat the way they did it. For those of you who didn't see, we'll go ahead and show you real quick with this quest. Oh, nope, I don't want that. All you're going to do is click on quest, and then you still have your same on speak, on action, on kill. update and complete quests and give quests. But now you have underneath lock locations and unlock locations. You click on it and it'll bring up a little menu, and then you're going to say, all right, I want to lock off the village. The players can't go to the village once they talk to the ogre, or unlock it, or whatever your heart's desire. So that, yeah, that's going to be pretty cool. I think that turned out pretty good, actually. I mean, come on. For just a couple minutes of time, I think it looked really good. Let's look at some more of these objects. These we haven't really looked at the smoke very much. Let's see how the smoke. Okay. Trying different colors here just to see what they look like. So it looks like you got large smoke and medium smoke and small smoke. And of course are the same colors. Red, blue, purple, yellow. Oh, there's actually black in this one. Why did it not do black though? Smoke. Black smoke. Kind of looks, I guess it's black. It looks kind of dark bluish purple. No purple. Kind of like a dark bluish. Could have made it a little blacker. In fact, you can see up as the smoke kind of goes up in front of these others. You can definitely see it's like a dark blue, not a black. But, you know, that's okay. Put red smoke next to it. And a green smoke. A blue smoke. Yep, and just different sizes of the same things. But I've been able to find all kinds of new placeables jammed into different locations. So we have a floppy fish now. They might have added that last time. Let's see if there's Castle Rug Half. Oh, that's pretty good. What do you think of that? That's nice. Got the covered tables still. Let's see if there's anything new in the catacombs. Nope. City. Let's see if there's anything new in the city. Nope. Nothing new there. What about in daylight? Belladin, what are you talking about? What about in daylight? Do you want to see what it looks like in daylight? The smoke? Is that what you're looking at? We can certainly... Okay, so... I'll go back to smoke. And I will go to the large black smoke. Now it just looks gray. I guess that does look like smoke if I was to, you know, put a few of them down. Oh, it even has like a little fire underneath it. Yeah, it's definitely not blue like I was thinking. Maybe I had clicked on... Alright, so we can definitely see it's gray now. What happens when I turn it to night? Okay, it is gray. Yeah, okay. I must have had the blue selected for some reason. I apologize for that. That would be my fault, not their fault. Look at my thanks end space. What do you think of that? Now, isn't that not cool? Huh? Looks much better at night, though. I'll be posting that here as soon as I'm done with the live stream with you guys here. What else? Anybody want to see something else specific? Let me know. We have looked at most of the effects, but if you want to see them again, if you're joining us late, if you hadn't seen them, looked at most all of the effects. Yeah, sometimes when you have something selected and you click it, it doesn't immediately... There's some nice sound effects with that too. Kind of like a little mini explosion. That's cool. And of course you have your small flames. Let's see. The active campfire looks about the same. I wondered if they changed that. Doesn't look like it. Furniture-wise, let's see if there's anything new. If you haven't been here and you're just joining us, they got some really cool town and structures now. This is going to save people a lot of time and effort. They actually have a nice smithy shop now, already pre-done for you. So you could just place down the smithy shop. You don't need to try and build one yourself. There is also... Where else is it? So there's a smithy, there's a stable. We'll put one of those out. There is just some thatched roofs. There's like a little tower. And I will adjust the time of day so you guys can see these a little better in the day. What else do they? What else? There's some nice ruined looking things, ruined fences, ruined archways, ruined pillars, some smaller ruined things, a nice looking shed or shack or whatever you want to use that for. And then there is a little round huts. You can make like a little, village. Nothing but little round huts here. Let's see. And then, of course, the town placeables. There is a bunch of new ones. Haystacks and hay bins. Oops, hay bins. Fishing bowls and chicken coops. Some boats. How close can we actually put that to the water? Not that bad, actually. One that's getting worked on, and then a incomplete version. So there's 3 of boats. Some stacked firewood. A whole bunch of different fences. And the way they did fences is there's like a no bark color, and then there's like a light bark color, and then there is a dark color. And they have them all in short and long versions. So you would get a white short and a white long, and a medium short and a medium long, and a dark short and a dark long as well. Let's see what else. City. Nope, nothing new there. Death. Anything new in Death? Oh, there's a new stockade option. Let's see if we can put that down for you guys here. So you have the stockades. See that? That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Kind of like that. What else did we have in here? Anything? Decorations. Let's see if there's any new decorations. And there might be some that I'm missing. Oh, here's like a town rug long. That's new. So you don't need to like piece together a whole bunch of rugs, which we've been doing to make like, like an entranceway. You can have a nice longish, come on, turn, rug, kind of something like that. There's also a round rug. New round rug. Let's see, is there any new drill objects? Looked at those. Forest. Nope, I don't see anything there. Oh, here's furniture now. There's a bar stool. I'll put that over here so you guys can see them. That's going to be really good because the new location has a couple inns, so you can definitely use the bar stools. There's now an end table. Oh, okay. That's good. It's got food and drink on top of it. And now a kitchen table. Large bookshelf. I think we had that though. Let's see. Research table. This looks new. Yep. So we have a town table A small, which looks like it's got a book and some scrolls and like a couple of the buckets on it. And then we have table B, which has got like more of just jars and mugs and bottles and stuff on it. Those are great additions. We now have a tavern bench. Oh, that's great. So you can place these outside your buildings. That looks really good. Oops, God, I hate that. What section we were under? God damn it. We're under furniture? Yeah, I think we were. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all there. I'm sure they probably haven't added anything here. Let's see if they added any new lighting effects. Probably not with all the new stuff. Oh, there actually is. There is a fire pit. Let's see if I can find an area to set it down. There's a fire pit. And an unlit fire pit. Oops, a fire pit. There we go. So one that's lit and one that's not. That's good. I like those. Oh, there's now a town fireplace. Looks pretty good there. It's a lot bigger than the other fireplace we had. This, I think, was the other one we had. This looks new. That looks really good. Furniture. Oops, furniture. I think that was it for this section. Sewers. Nothing new there. Let's see if there's any new shops things. We do have the new blacksmith sign, which looks incredibly good. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh yeah, there's the herb shelf, and then we have a whole bunch of different no kegs, 2 kegs, 3 kegs, 4 kegs. That looks really good as well. We got like a little pot and pan shelf. We got a nice little stove now. And a little wine rack thing and a workbench. So we looked at some of these earlier. I was just noticed there's some new people in. I wanted to make sure they had a chance to see what we had covered earlier. We have some new low ruins and a pillar. Be interesting to see if players can walk through them, if there's collision built into them or not. So do something like that. See that? Nice looking shed. We showed you the shed and the smithy and the stable. Alright. Trying to think of what else we talked about in the intro. We looked at the patch notes. Let's go back and look at the patch notes again. Just for anyone that is joining us late. Alright, so with Community Pack 2, we are getting the new Drow sub-race, huge addition. The death changes we talked about in the beginning, and basically how you handle when players go down, whether or not they are able to stabilize in combat or not, and also whether or not they are interrupted if they take damage. Two very important options that DMs and players need to think about. I think this needs to be played with a little bit, because not only that, but stabilization takes 50% longer across the board. I think it was taking 4 seconds before, I believe. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. So if it's 50% longer, I'm thinking it's now going to take 6 seconds. So during those 6 seconds, that's basically 3 combat rounds. You can't take any damage if you enable this option. So I think it needs to probably play around with a little bit just to figure out what you guys like. And of course, you can just totally disallow any kind of stabilization in combat. Then of course we talked about the big changes to loot. So basically, loot in this game now has the option, based upon the DM, if you're in a DM game. If you're in the single player game, the players get to decide. If you're in a DM game, then the DM decides. But basically, you can either choose loot is in a chest and whoever gets it, or you can have it shared loot like Diablo 3, where when a monster gets killed, they drop loot. You only see the loot that you have access to. So we'll see how that works out for. Of course, we have the new village area. There are 4 versions of that. We talked about that. You can have it with buildings and paths and objects. You can have it with just buildings and paths. You can have it with just paths, or you can have it with nothing. So there are 4 versions of the same open area map. New placeable visuals. The ability to add custom NPC text now. So let's go back in, and that's one thing we haven't looked at. Let's go ahead and go back in and take a look at that. So characters. Let's just say I have this guard. Where's my guards? Good question. Oh, I don't have my guards. Wait, I should have my guards. Yes, I have my guards. Alright, so here's my guard. I can right click them and action text. Move. Ooh. Move along. Busy. So when the players come over and they want to talk with him or whatever, they can click on him and they're going to get move along on busy, which is a brand new addition in this patch for Sword Coast Legends there. So just right click them and you're going to have a new action text mode there. Looks like all the other options are the same. Alter creature. Okay. You got your quest actions we looked at really quickly, but when you go to assign a quest, you still have the same options. On kill, on speak, on action, update quest, complete quest, or give quest. But now you have 2 new options. Unlock locations or lock locations. You click on them, it's going to bring up a little menu, and then you can choose one of your locations to unlock or lock based upon what they're doing with the text. So that's awesome. I think that's a great step in the right direction, at least. Alright, let's go back to this and see what else we talked about. Alright, let's take a... this is one thing we hadn't done, and I didn't want to waste time earlier, but I think now is a good time to actually take a more in-depth look at the actual list of things so you guys can see it. I'll just kind of scroll through it kind of slowly if you guys want to just look. You got lots of different fences, some chicken coops, some castle rugs, Some green corn stalks. We didn't look at those. Blacksmith sign we saw. Armor rack we saw. We have tall fences. We have weak fences. We saw those. We saw the hanging shark, although the shark they got hanging is actually, looks like a sawfish is what it is. It's not a shark, in my opinion. They have some troughs, something like that. Stove we saw. Tavern bench we saw. Chair, we haven't seen the tavern chair. Broken tavern chair. Long tavern table. Round tavern tables. Kitchen tables. Stack firewood. Stockades. Some longboats, we looked at those. Town fences we looked at. Town gates we looked at. The fire pits we just saw. Fishing poles. The hay bands. The herbalist shelf, which really looks really good. End table, dinner tables. The different kegs, racks. With 4, 3, none, or 2. Kitchen shelves, town tables, lumber roofs, thatch roofs, smithies, round huts, town rugs, ruins. Looks like about 4 or 5 different ruin things we looked at. A shed, a work log, a stable, wood pile, wood crate, wood wagon, hay stack, a fish table. And then, of course, you got 95 effects, which we pretty much had a lot of fun looking at there. So that's it. That's our in-depth look at Community Pack 2 here, released just about 2 hours ago here for Sword Coast Legends. Lots of cool things. I think it's going to be a game changer. And when next month, end of December, when they come out with Community Pack 3, if they put everything in Community Pack 3 that they're promising right now, with tile by tile placement of dungeons, the ability to create areas to travel to, branching dialogue. I mean, there's just a list that goes on and on of things that they're going to add to that. If they get all those things in there, this game is really, really starting to really peak. You know, when it was first released, it was kind of disappointing because it didn't have all these super, super cool things. But now, now that you're able to get in there and live DM and add in these cool effects, that's going to be one thing. But to be able to now, you know, next patch, get in there, create a dungeon, and then go in and say, you know, I want this here, and I want this here, and I want this here. That's cool. One thing we didn't get a chance to look at really in the dungeon too much was the prefabs. We'll look at that really quickly, and then I think I'll go ahead and call this a episode. So you can see here, you now have this gizmo section. You're going to check the prefab swappers, thanks to somebody who pointed that out to me. And the D8s will basically allow you to change. So you can see there's no light. Here there's a light. You can go in and really nitpick about what your dungeon looks like. Light, no light. This one here is water or empty cave. That's, you know, that's a big change. That's a huge change. This one is growing moss, no growing moss, or a wood platform, and a let's go look at the catacombs. Actually, let's visit the catacombs, see what the different catacombs look like. Catacombs are one of my favorite tile sets, I think. Really good tile set. So I think a lot of people are going to be updating their modules with a lot of... Oh, that's cool. This one here has different side panels. Oh my, look at all the different D8s on this. Jeez. Alright, so you can come in and say, I want that, or this, or this, or that. And then I want over here, I want this wall, or this wall. And over here, I want this wall, or this wall. I think what would be cool if they had like I don't know, a 4-sided dice or 6-sided or 20, I don't know, 10-sided, maybe a 10-sider. And you click that and it just randomize it. So you can click it and it would randomize and you could just click it and click it, click, 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 click. Oh, I like that. And then just stop. Because I don't know if people are going to want to come in and every little, I mean, that would take a long, long time. Some people, I guess, will do it. I'm not going to do it. When I create my NPCs, I use all random until I see something I like. Interesting enough, there's none in this hallway here, though. You cannot do that hallway. It's got nice look there. All kinds of different cool things. Yeah, that's neat. That's really good. I think they did a really good job on Community Pack 2. If I was going to rate it, I would give it probably a 9 out of 10. It's a lot of important things, I think, that are being added. But I think this is the things they're adding now is. Oh, hey, that's right. I got to click back on this, don't I? Apologize for that. Yep, just sorry about that. He'll catch up to me here in a second. I think they did a really good job of. So you guys didn't actually see all these wonderful things I've been changing. You see, I'm in the catacombs now, and you see how many different options there are in just this one little room. You got this wall over here. I can make it short or tall, and this room, I can add all kinds of different things over on this thing. Here, I can adjust this thing. Make a little side prefab there. You can really get in and fine-tune your dungeon this way, which is great. Some people are going to love that, but I think it's going to be tedious. I wish they had like a 10-sider that would just randomize all these rolls. And you could just click it, click, 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 until you see one you like, and then keep it. And same thing over here. See, there's like 4 options over here. If I just had like a, if I had I don't know, like one of the options here said randomize these rolls or something. I don't know what the best way to do it is. If I was looking specifically for something, like, for example, if I was looking for this thing, sure, I'd go in and edit that. But man, look at this room. It has 2, 4, 6, 8 of them. That's great. And don't get me wrong, that's awesome. It's just, it's going to take most DMs a long time to get in there and edit. And I don't know, really, how many people are going to want to really fine-tune every room like this? I think they should this is just my opinion. Get rid of the 8-siders altogether. Just get rid of them all. And then just have an option on the 20-sider. And one of the options says re-roll room or something like that. And you just click that button. Or put an 8-sider in the middle of each room. And you just click it click it, and randomize the room. Randomize until you get what you want. I think that's going to be a lot better than having to. Okay, wait a minute. Let me do this one now, and then let me do this one. Giving DMs all the customizable options is great. I love that. It's just I don't know how many DMs are gonna. This is just a small dungeon, and you can see how many there are in this one little. Are most dungeon masters gonna get in here and want to mess with these? I don't know. It's great. I love it. It's great. It looks awesome and everything. I just don't know. There's. Yeah, I think a randomization option is I don't know if DMs there is of probably of every 100 DMs out there, there might be one or two that's going to go through the trouble to really click on every one of these dice and say, no, yep, I like that, and go on to the next dice. I mean, if it was changing the layout of the room or did something, I mean, the only thing they do is they just change the aesthetics of the walls. That's all it does. I mean, and that can be important in certain situations. You know, if I'm live role playing and I know I want to put something here where the players walk up and there's going to be something important on this wall, then I'm sure I would love to get in and fine tune it. But to fine tune every wall in the whole dungeon, I'm not going to do that. Maybe one wall in a dungeon, or maybe two walls. Maybe I need like a lever over here on this wall right here. You know, so I'm gonna try and find the one that looks the best, like there's a lever there. Maybe the lever's over here. Okay, yep. I'm gonna have these two walls match. That's crazy. That's great. I love it, but man. I mean, if it changed the layout of where the players could go in the room, that would be more important. You know, this wall right here, this invisible wall that we can't see, all you're doing is changing the aesthetics of what it looks like behind it. It's not changing where the players can go or anything. I mean, the players can't go over there no matter what I choose. It's just all for visual looks. I don't know how many DMs are actually going to get in, because module creations takes a long time in itself. But man, you throw in the option to have to come in and edit every wall and every location in your dungeon. Like I said, there are going to be specific, like this one here, the middle of this room can be important. And maybe I want to have a pillar for role-playing purposes, or maybe I want to, something like that I can put a skeleton body hanging off of, or something, Yes, there's going to be times where I want to do something specific like that. But, I don't know. It seems like they went through a lot of work to add this, and I don't know how much it'll be used. I could be wrong. I just, I know they're a small company. They're time crunched for, trying to add in features. I would have much rather them add something else in than the ability to do this. Put a dice here, let me click on it and randomize the room. Maybe that was harder than what they did, I don't know. Alright, let's switch back over to scene 4 real quick and just make sure. I think we covered pretty much everything. Oh, we haven't looked at the Drow. Let's look at the Drow. Shall we look at the Drow? Who's interested in looking at the Drow? Anyone? Anyone a Drow fan here? New character. You guys will be catching up here in a second. Elf, dwarf, halfling, half-elf, human. Whoa! You can only play as a dwarf. Okay, but I can't make an NPC that's a dwarf? Or a dwarf, what am I thinking? Drow? Human? Elf. Oh, let's see, maybe it's a sub-race. Oh, yep, it's a sub-race. Okay, that makes more sense. I was looking for it to be one of the big races, but it's a sub-race of the elves. It's randomized. Oh my god, that's uglier than... Okay, now that's pretty good. Let's zoom in there. That looks pretty good. That's not a bad looking drow. It's not a bad looking drow. Let's change it over to male and just take a look at how the male drow look. I know there's been some dark-skinned elves that I've played with, but not, I don't think, not this dark. And they, you know, I think they were purposely built to look like a drow. Doesn't look bad either. What do you guys think of that? Looks pretty good. Of course, we could randomize it a few times and get all kinds of different looks. This is what they need more of. More buttons for randomization. I use this button. I mean, you know, if I see something I like, I might occasionally adjust the complexion or the hairstyle once in a while. But normally I click through it until I see something I like, and then oh yeah, okay, yeah, this guy looks pretty cool. I'll keep him. I don't come in and fine tune every minute detail, especially when you're doing a lot of dungeon module creation, which takes, oh, that guy looks really good, which takes a lot of time to create locations and quests and, you know, all placing down all the placeables and, you know, just all that stuff takes forever to do. I'm not going to come in here and like, oh my god, wait a minute now, let's adjust his eye color and his eyelids and his eye angle. I think this was wasted time. That's just my opinion. Wish they would have put more time into other things, more placeable objects. Especially since when you play the actual game, you don't actually get in and see this, what the face looks like. At least now, anyways. And maybe that'll change in the future. Drow, they look good. I figured they were going to look good. Most of their sets look good. I think that is it. I think we've looked at everything. Any questions for me before we call it a night? Anybody want to specifically see anything or have any questions about anything? I'll give you guys about 30 seconds to ask anything that maybe you missed if you're joining us late, or maybe you're not sure about, or you want me to cover again, or you know, whatever. Just let me know before I call it an episode here. Stabilization, really good. Hardcore options, really good. Loot changes, really good. Adding the drow, really good. The new area, wish we had more areas. To include 2 or 3 every time would have been nice. Not complaining. The effects, awesome. The ability to add ambient NPC text is really good. And of course, tile customization. Ugh. I see what they were doing with this. I really do. I just think this time and effort could have been put towards something a little more important for us. But, you know, maybe there was a whole bunch of people out there that are like, oh no, I have to have this. And there might be. And of course the quest changes. I would have liked them to get rid of this and put more into what we can do with questing. I think this would be used a lot more than this. I think some occasionally this will be used here and there, but I think, you know, being able to edit how quests, changing relationships, or, you know, making things hostile or friendly based upon questing, and opening locations, and, you know, just tons of different things you can do with questing. I would have rather them put their time and effort into that than this. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. That's kind of my whole thought about everything, my general in life, and because there are certain things a lot of people are going to use, and there are certain things only a handful of people are going to use. So get the things done that everybody's going to use, like more placeable objects, more classes, more races, more locations. Those are things that people use all the time. Alright, well, I didn't see anybody ask for anything specifically, so we've been looking at it for a couple hours now. Nobody has any questions about Community Pack 2, so I think we'll go ahead and call this an episode. Thanks so much for joining me tonight for our look at Community Pack 2. We will be live streaming this weekend, and we're going to try and do some more module creation for my module, and hopefully use a lot of the new objects, try and combine things together, create new and interesting locations. Should be a lot of fun, so be sure to become a follower. If you're not, you can sign up for email alerts, so when I do go live, you'll get an email, and that way you can join us when we are doing some live streaming. So thanks everyone for joining me tonight. I do appreciate it, and we will see you guys this weekend for some more Sword Coast Legend action. Take care.